Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to the last episode of Season 2 of the One Word series, where we look at the impact of a single word on a verse of the Quran. Earlier we went over the word nasiha, which is a word for advice. Today we're going to go over another word for advice. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says in Surah An-Nahl, "Ud'u ila sabili rabbika bil hikmati wal maw'idhati al-hasana." Invite others to the way of your master with wisdom and good advice. Now the usual translation of al-maw'idhati al-hasana is good advice. But actually maw'idhah means a whole lot more. Maw'idhah is the kind of advice that is given by an affectionate, caring person. How many times have we seen someone be given advice and that person feels humiliated, that person feels ashamed, that person wants to go further away from the masjid or further away from Islam than they have ever wanted to before, because they feel like they are being humiliated by the person who is advising them. How many people have been advised in a threatening way? Have we ever given advice to somebody in a way that humiliates them or threatens them in some way, or in a way that says to them, I know what's best for you, you should do what I tell you, I'm better than you? All of those things are terrible ways of giving advice. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He tells us to invite others to Islam, He tells us not to threaten them or humiliate them, but rather He tells us to have wisdom, to choose the right time and the right place and the right moment in order to give that advice. And He tells us to be affectionate and caring towards the people that we advise. The Prophet ﷺ, he would cry and he would make dua to Allah and he would say, Ummati, Ummati. He cared immensely for the people around him, who they considered themselves to be enemies of the Prophet, but he loved them and he cared for them and he wanted the best for them. And so when you give advice, it shouldn't be that a robot is giving advice to me. I should feel that a caring, affectionate human being who has my best interests in mind, that is the person that is giving advice to me. And so I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He enables us to give the best kind of advice. And I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He gives us wisdom when we are conveying the message of Islam. Jazakumullahu khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.